Good evening, everyone. Are you struggling hard to sustain your startup and looking for raising investment for scaling your business? Then hold on. Our today's session will help you to understand how to scale your business from scratch without raising any investment. Today, we have with us a very young, dynamic, and successful entrepreneur who left his secured SBI PO job only to follow his passion of entrepreneurship and teaching. Started with a YouTube channel, Anuj Jindal has now become a renowned name in the industry of competitive exams. He is helping students to prepare for the banking sector exams of the country, such as NABARD, SEBI, RBI, and he is also helping students to reach at the high rank position in the topmost organization of the country. So let's welcome to our guest, founder and CEO Anuj Jindal, Dr. in Anuj Jindal. Welcome to Women Talk, Anuj.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for inviting me for this session. I'm honored really to be here with you and to be talking about this beautiful topic that is so relevant for our times.
Right. Anuj, please tell us about your journey of leaving the SBI PO. It's high rank position, it itself a high rank position and secure job, then pursuing the roller coaster ride of entrepreneurship. Why did you choose this path, and please tell us about your journey?
So I got selected in SBI in the year 2014 and I joined in December 2014 in Mumbai Circle. I was very fortunate to have got Mumbai as my first posting, which is very difficult to get for a lot of people. It was very comfortable. I was living a very comfortable life, and I somehow had this feeling, had this intuition that teaching would be something that would come very naturally to me. So I was inclined towards teaching already, but I had not yet experienced. I had not experimented with it, experienced it. So I did not know how it would go on. In that fear, I just took the job. I started working, and about 6 months in the job, I realized that this is something probably not for me. There was some pressure from the society, as we always have, especially in a country like India, where government jobs are so looked after and thought after. So I stressed it for 6 months, but then I had this feeling that I will not be able to sustain myself, and I have to, do something which comes naturally to me. So I took that decision of leaving the job, joining Delhi School of Economics. The exam, got selected, joined for my master's program, and immediately after joining, when I used to go to the college, I would receive a lot of requests from my colleagues to teach them something or the other, because in the discussions they would feel that I probably know things that they don't know, or I am a better person at teaching them, at explaining things. So it started as a hobby. I had it in mind that probably I am made for this. I love doing it, but I started as a hobby without any expectations per se. And I gave 2 years to my masters, did not do anything else. So that was a difficult time because age was passing, and with that the pressure of being financially independent was rising. But then in 2016, when I passed out from college, before that, 6 months before that, I started a Facebook group wherein I invited students from all over the country, and I just started teaching online, teaching there. Instead of starting something offline, I thought online might be the big thing in the future. So I started teaching online, and immediately after I passed out from college, instead of going for recruitments, going for the vacancies which existed in colleges at lecturers, I decided to start my own thing. And I was fortunate enough to get a good number of students when I started to sustain myself. And then I did not have to look back after that.
That's really wonderful. Anuj, in this current market scenario where every entrepreneur is in rush to raise investment, they don't want to put in efforts and spend a lot of time in retaining their business. in that scenario, you believe in self-sustainable business strategy, where there are many investors, those who are already ready to invest in your successful business. Why do you believe in self-sustainable business strategy?
So when I started with this startup, it started, as I said, as a hobby, and it was very close to me. And the primary purpose was teaching. The primary purpose was never making money out of it. That was always secondary. And I think that helped me connect with the students, which is my audience, which is my customer. And that helped me gain that trust, which is the most important in the present market scenario. Whatever you might be doing, well, let's say you are Ola or Uber, you always need that trust of the customer. So the primary idea behind not going for any investment and going forward with bootstrapping was to stay close to my core area of expertise, which was teaching and tech, these two things. Teaching came naturally to me, and tech was something that I had to learn. And I realized that majority of the teachers, unfortunately, are with tech. So I thought that I have to teach myself at the same time how to be tech savvy, how to be comfortable with tech. So these two core strategies I realized, or core areas I realized, that can make me successful. And at the same time, I felt that if I ever go for an investment this early, then I would be thinking about money rather than thinking about the student, thinking about making it sustainable or making it profitable, in fact, rather than thinking about making students successful, rather than changing their lives with better results. So that was the core area, core reason, and as well as the core areas that I followed. And I think in whatever you do, whatever the startup might be, let's say it's making mobile phones, or it's making laptops, or it's making, let's say, something like Coke, if whatever it might be, if you have to identify your core area, if your core area is differentiable, if through that core expertise you can differentiate yourself in the market, then you don't need an investor. If on the other hand you feel that your core expertise does not exist, or it is not differentiable, or the customer might not figure out that it is something different from others, then of course you need to supplement it with something else, which is often money.
Right. Yeah, because then our focus is just get distracted from the core services and the quality of work.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So if you think about any successful business that have developed in a decade or 2 decades or so, by successful we mean profitable, providing good product or service, and doing so for a long period of time. So for example, Apple products, for example, companies like Dell or Microsoft, they have not developed over time, overnight. They have taken their own time to develop, to become leaders in their field, because just like a human needs time to learn, develop, and learn from the mistakes, a business is also like a human being. It needs time and effort to learn from mistakes. So you need to give it that time. If you don't want to, or if you're too impatient about it, then you are letting go of those core areas, and then you're supplementing it with money, hoping that money would act as a replacement of those things that you're leaving out.
Right. And when someone starts a business, most often when they don't have any family background, business background, they are not clear about the strategy, how to scale their business. So could you tell them how they can scale their business from scratch without raising any investment?
So when we start with our business, we often think about big companies. हम सोचते हैं कि हम एक महीने में, एक साल में ऊबर बन जाएंगे, या फिर एप्पल जैसा कोई प्रोडक्ट बना लेंगे and we'll be very popular. But in real life, businesses often don't work like that. Out of 1 million businesses, there will be one which probably will be of that sort, but the other 9,99,999 are growing very slowly at their own pace. You have to first of all figure out who is your primary customer and take every customer as a unique person or as a unique opportunity for you, because he's bringing you money. He's he's justifying that your product is or your service is good. He's believing in you. So every customer, every person who decides to take your product, who decides to believe in you, is an opportunity for you. So whenever you want to start, let's say today I think of starting a new business. Let's say I decide that I will start making pens. So first of all, I have to see who is my core customer. There are students from, let's say, who are kids, kindergarten, who need different kinds of pens, and then there are kids who are in their 11th or 12th who need different kinds of pens, and there are students in colleges who have a different ideology towards pens, and then there are people who are let's say post 35 who idea about pens. It changes with our age. So you have to first of all identify who is my targeted customer, who can I attach myself with, connect myself with, and then you have to make the product which you think will be able to connect with the core customer. And finally, you have to start selling that product at a micro scale. Nowadays, it is so easy to sell. You have places like Instagram, you have places like YouTube. It's very easy to reach out to people if you're actually very hardworking, and if you're actually onto it. The first day you might not find the right customer. The second day you might not. You don't need money. You just need to keep doing it again and again and again, from different perspectives, from different dimensions, and there will be one day, and it is often not very long, that you will find that customer. And word of mouth, as has been said for probably centuries, is the best medium of marketing. So if you want to be self-sustainable in your business, I think that's the best way of going forward with it. Identify your core customers, identify your expertise, connect these two, and then market it. Nowadays, marketing is super easy. Marketing is available everywhere, no matter where you are.
Right. That means there is no shortcut to success.
There is never a shortcut to success. I think our hard work keeps accumulating. I always read and I always listen to people talk about, saying that the failures are ladders, are the steps towards success. And I always thought, when I was failing, or when I was in college or in school, when I had not failed yet, that I could not connect with it. I did not know how it looks like or how it feels like. But now I do. Now I understand it. All the all the decisions in my life have accumulated, and they now have started providing me the returns. Okay, these returns might fizzle out, let's say 2 years down the line, and whatever I have been accumulating in the past 2 years, 3 years, that will then start giving me further returns. So it's like a piggy bank. So you keep collecting the money. After probably 1 year or 2 years, you break it, and then you figure out, oh, I have a lot of money in my hand, and then you start with another piggy bank. That's how all the businesses work. If you want to really make it sustainable, and if you're really passionate about your business, if you're doing it just for money, then investment is probably the right way to go. But if you're doing it for passion, if you're doing it for purpose, then investment is one of the ways and not the only way.
Right. Anuj, as you have been in the banking sector and you have been helping students to prepare for the banking exams, what do you recommend in terms of financial strategy? What financial strategy should be followed in the beginning of the entrepreneurship?
Financial strategy for the business to start with, right? That's what you mean. The beautiful thing about India and about Indians is jugaad. That is something that is unique to us. I remember my father has had a very successful business in the construction sector, and I happened to meet some Chinese engineers who would come onto the plant and work on the plant, and who was helping us set up the plant. It was a long time back, and I remember the Chinese used to be very angry with us because हम लोग क्या करते थे, जुगाड़ से बहुत सारी चीजें करके पैसे बचाते थे. And although their idea was right कि यार ये जुगाड़ यहाँ पर चल सकता है, but it might fail. If it fails, you will lose a lot of money. you might lose lives because you're dealing with a massive construction plant.
Right.
But that जुगाड़ is so unique to India कि हम लोग वो कहीं पर भी अप्लाई करके बहुत सारे पैसे बचा के बहुत इजीली कोई भी बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. आई रिमेम्बर हम लोगों ने जब स्टूडियो सेटअप करने शुरू किए टीचिंग के, सो आई रिमेम्बर कि हम लोग जुगाड़ कर करके, बिकॉज वी डिड नॉट हैव दैट मच मनी, तो हम लोग जुगाड़ कर करके ट्यूबलाइट्स लगा रहे हैं. अब ट्यूबलाइट्स में एक्सपोजर लेवल अलग होता है, कैमरा में एक्सपोजर लेवल अलग होता है, ऑनलाइन एक एक घंटा पढ़ रहे हैं कि एक्सपोजर लेवल कैसे मैच करना है. और तो वो जुगाड़, एक रात पूरा जुगाड़ लगाया हमने, पूरी रात खराब की, लेकिन हमने वहाँ पे 4-5 हज़ार रुपये बचा लिए. So I think the best financial strategy for Indians, which comes very naturally, is this only, कि आपको जो भी एक भी पैसा आपकी पॉकेट से बाहर जा रहा है उसको रोकना है, और जहाँ से भी पैसा आ रहा है उसको कमाकर, एंड यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट जो भी कस्टमर आपको पैसा दे रहा है वो आज हो रहा है, दैट रिलेशनशिप डज नॉट एंड. दैट पर्सन शुड बी टेलिंग 10 अदर पीपल कि यहाँ जाओ, इस वेंडर के पास जाओ या फिर इस बिजनेसमैन के पास जाओ, so that one customer is your marketeer, a live marketer who is marketing for you everywhere.
I think this is the very important aspect that one should focus on,
right,
rather than only keeping saving money and all that. Like, we should more focus on quality of work, because our client also.
Right. Exactly. That is the most important. That is why you're doing it. पैसे कमाना is like a secondary objective. It is in order to ensure that the business keeps running. But the primary objective is कि जिस के लिए कर रहे हो, he or she should not be dissatisfied.
Yeah, okay. We should not forget our purpose.
Exactly. And one thing that I learned from my brother a long time back was to not think about saving money, which is contradictory to what I just said, to not think about saving money so much that we forget about earning revenues. तो हमने देखा है बहुत जो पुराने किस्म के लोग होते हैं, जो पिछली जनरेशन बिजनेस करती थी, they were always focused on saving money, but in that focus they lost the focus on earning enough money. तो अगर आज मैं मार्केटिंग में, लेट्स से मैंने मार्केटिंग में डिसाइड किया कि मैं इंस्टाग्राम पे 10,000 रुपये लगा के देखता हूँ, हाउ डज इट रिस्पॉन्ड, वेदर आई एम एबल टू अर्न इनफ मनी आउट ऑफ इट और नॉट. तो अगर मैं पुरानी जनरेशन से बात करूँगा तो वो बोलेंगे कि यार रहने दो, अच्छा तो चल रहा है, why do you want to experiment when everything is going well? Right. Okay. The present generation does not believe in that, and the core idea behind it is that experimentation might help you earning further revenues, exponentially growing yourself. तो सेव करना इम्पोर्टेंट है when you're running a business, but इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है जितना इम्पोर्टेंट रेवेन्यूज कमाना है. तो वो एक बैलेंस क्रिएट करना बहुत जरूरी है.
Anuj, what if a business model requires a large sum of money? What do you recommend, as you are from the banking industry? They should raise investment, or they should go for taking loan from the bank?
I think that's a wonderful question, because that is often the dilemma of all the entrepreneurs when they start with the journey कि पैसा कहाँ से लाएं, whether we should try and look for an investment or look for a loan from the bank, as you said. मुझे ऐसा लगता है personally, it depends on the timing that you are entering the industry in. For example, जब Ola start हुआ था, they did not raise any money to start with. Why? Because the industry that they were entering in did not exist in India. They were starting with something new, or they were starting something that had not already developed in India. Okay, so for that particular reason, they did not need money to start the business. They started, probably 4-5 people came together. उन लोगों ने सोचा कि सारे टैक्सी ड्राइवर्स को पकड़ते हैं और उनको बोलते हैं कि आप हमारे थ्रू काम करिए, एंड दे स्टार्टेड विद दैट. Similarly, if you talk about a successful company like Byju's, profitable and successful, when they started, they did not look for an investment. Why? Because the industry that they were entering or they were working in did not require an immediate inflow of so much money. तो आपको ये आइडेंटिफाई करना ज़रूरी है कि आपकी इंडस्ट्री क्या है, आप किस सेक्टर में घुसना चाह रहे हैं और उस सेक्टर की प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन क्या है. अगर उस सेक्टर की प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन ऐसी है जहां पर ऑलरेडी a lot of big competitions are available, a lot of big setups are available, तो शायद आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी if you want to compete with them outrightly. बट अगर आप एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री में जा रहे हैं वेयर देयर इज स्पेस अवेलेबल, अब जैसे ओला उबर टैक्सी इंडस्ट्री हो गई, वहाँ पे स्पेस बहुत कम अवेलेबल है. lot of companies have come in and tried to scale up to their level, but they have not been successful. Why? Because they've already eaten up the space. बहुत मुश्किल है कंज्यूमर को बोलना कि आप 2 ऐप्स के साथ साथ एक थर्ड ऐप भी डाउनलोड करो which is as good as these 2 apps, because they're already providing good service. Therefore, that industry does not have enough space at the moment. If you want to compete with them, you have to spend probably millions of rupees just in marketing so that people start downloading the app. People become aware about existence of another company, another app. ऐसे ही अगर आप किसी और इंडस्ट्री में जाएंगे, लेट्स से एजुकेशन में जाएंगे, एजुकेशन में पर्सनलाइजेशन हैज ऑलवेज बीन द किंग. अगर टीचर स्टूडेंट से कनेक्ट कर पा रहा है तो नो मैटर हाउ मेनी कंपनीज एग्जिस्ट इन द मार्केट, देयर इज ऑलवेज स्पेस. हो सकता है वो ग्रोथ स्लो हो सकता है एफर्ट ज़्यादा लगे, बट इन्वेस्टमेंट इज नॉट ऑलवेज कंपल्सरी. Okay, so it depends upon the industry and the situation, the level at which you want to enter. If you feel that there is enough space, you don't need an investment to start with. As per your question as to whether we should go for investments or whether we should go for a bank loan, that also completely depends upon the model that you're working on. अगर आप एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप में काम कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे आप कुछ प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, सो द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट, लेट्स से आपने बैंक लोन लिया 1 करोड़ रुपए का, आपने उससे एक प्लांट सेटअप किया, आपने कुछ प्रोड्यूस करना स्टार्ट किया. एज सुन एज यू स्टार्ट सेलिंग दैट, यू विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग रेवेन्यूज. तो आपकी साइकिल इमीडिएटली स्टार्ट हो जाती है. सो बैंक लोन इज नॉर्मली फॉलोड इन दोज एरियाज. सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में इट डजंट वर्क लाइक दिस बिकॉज कस्टमर एक्विजिशन हैज बिकम सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. सो प्रॉब्ली हो सकता है कि आपको 2 साल 3 साल तक 0 रेवेन्यूज रहें. In that situation, bank loans become unsustainable. They will not help you survive. They will destroy you. तो वहाँ पर investments are the right approach to go forward in that situation, because वहाँ पर 3 साल तक 5 साल तक कोई revenue नहीं आएगा. तो आपने investment उठाई है, you can always answer and tell them that as soon as we start earning money, we'll start paying you back because you are an investor and you are not a loan to the company. So I think that's the major difference.
Anuj, now we have understood at which stage we should raise funds or we should take loan. Now comes the point of what are the key areas and key steps that needs to be focused upon. We should keep our focus so that we can scale our business.
That's a very good question, because scaling of business is, I think, the most important part. The reason that India has majority of Indian companies are still micro and small enterprises. In fact, more than 85% of Indian manufacturing units are MSMEs, is because they are unable to scale. तो यहाँ पर बहुत सारी चीज़ें आ जाती हैं. एक तो अगेन डिपेंड्स अपॉन द इंडस्ट्री. अगर आपकी इंडस्ट्री ऐसी है जहाँ पर रेगुलेशंस बहुत हैवी हैं, सो एट टाइम्स यू आर डिस्करेज्ड फ्रॉम स्केलिंग. बट द की क्वेश्चन हियर इज कि किस तरह से स्केल किया जाए. what are the key areas one needs to focus to scale the business? I think this is something that I've picked up from renowned orators and motivational speakers. His name is Simon Sinek. He's available on YouTube, very popular person. And he said once, and I remember that employees are the new employees are the new assets of the company. Now, we used to always have this idea, this belief that asset is this, asset is, let's say, this microphone or this laptop, or let's say हमने एक manufacturing unit बनाई, our asset is the machinery that we have, and we can always replace human capital, we can always replace employees. But I think that has changed with times, because कोई भी machinery लगा सकता है, but running that machinery smoothly and making sure that whatever the machinery is making is being sold at the right time to the right people, for that, you always need people. You always need the right human capital. So the most important key area of learning to scale your business is to find the right people in your team, find the right partners, find the right team members. That is the reason that I never, whenever I'm sitting in the office and we're talking with all the team members, I never call them employees. I always call everyone a team member. Why? Because I don't want them to feel that he or she is an employee and I am the employer. I don't want that distinction. He is also a team member. I am also a team member. So understanding the importance of human capital is, I believe, the most important key area. And that is what I've always done. I've always invested in the right people. So scaling has been slow at times because for the reason that I've not been able to find the right people, but it has always been correct. It has never been incorrect. It has never gone in the wrong direction. तो स्केलिंग हो सकता है आपकी स्लो हो, स्केलिंग हो सकता है आपकी स्पीड अप भी हो जाए. एट टाइम्स इट स्पीड्स अप इफ यू फाइंड द राइट पीपल इमीडिएटली. हो सकता है आपको एक झटके में 2-3 लोग अच्छे मिल जाएं who align with your strategy, who align with your ideology, your principles. तो आपका स्केल करना बहुत आसान हो जाएगा. बिकॉज बिजनेस का कोर आइडिया क्या होता है? when 2 or more than 2 people come together cooperatively and decide कि हमें ये काम करना है, that is when a business is born. तो स्कोर जो सबसे बेस पे लाई करता है स्केलिंग के लिए वो होता है टीम मेंबर. If you're able to find the right team members, you will always be able to scale your business. एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे देना चाहूँगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपका लेट्स से कंस्ट्रक्शन बिजनेस है फॉर एग्जाम्पल. सो दिस इज अगेन कमिंग फ्रॉम माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस. और कंस्ट्रक्शन बिजनेस में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है रिकवरी ऑफ मनी. दैट इज ऑलवेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज द मनी इज ऑलवेज इन अ साइकिल. और आप जितना जल्दी रिकवर करेंगे उतना जल्दी आप अपने क्रेडिटर्स को पे ऑफ कर पाएंगे एंड यू विल बी लेफ्ट विद. Now finding the right people who can recover the money smoothly for you becomes very important. ये एक बहुत important part है साइकिल का, जिसको अगर आपने ब्रेक कर दिया, अगर आपकी रिकवरी अच्छी नहीं है, टाइमली नहीं है, डिसिप्लिन नहीं है, तो आपका पूरा बिजनेस अफेक्ट होगा. एंड व्हाट डू यू नीड फॉर दिस? यू नीड पीपल. यू नीड द राइट सेट ऑफ पीपल हु आर कन्विंसिंग इनफ, जो पोलाइटली आपके डेटर के पास जाके आप पैसा निकाल के ला सके. तो अगर आपको स्केल करना है तो आपको ये पार्ट अपने बिजनेस का स्ट्रॉन्ग करना पड़ेगा, और इसको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए यू नीड द राइट सेट ऑफ पीपल. ओके, सो द सेम हैपेंस इन ऑल द डिफरेंट स्पोक्स ऑफ योर बिजनेस. हर एक स्पोक में कहीं ना कहीं ह्यूमन कैपिटल इन्वॉल्व होता है, लोग इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. अगर आप सही लोगों को हायर करेंगे, सही लोगों के साथ काम करेंगे और सही लोगों के थ्रू अपने बिजनेस को स्केल करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो स्केल करना आसान होगा. गलत लोगों के थ्रू जाएंगे या फिर सोचेंगे कि मैं खुद कर लेता हूँ. That often happens. That happened with me also in the past at a lot of times because I often think यार मैं अच्छा कर लेता हूँ, another person is not able to do it. So I would rather do it myself. अब मैंने क्या किया? मैंने स्केलिंग पे खुद ही ब्रेक्स लगा दिए. So in order to scale your business at the right time, at the right speed, you need the right set of people. That's the only key to scaling your business in the right way.
Right, you rightly said. In fact, I have also heard somewhere that if you haven't hired, you have not learned to manage the team, then you are only a self-employed. You are not an entrepreneur. You become an entrepreneur when you learn to manage your team effectively.
Exactly. The human capital, the employees are the new core or are the new center of every business in this modern world. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anuj. It's been really insightful to know about the strategies of scaling our business from scratch without raising any investment. Thank you so much, Anuj.
Thanks a lot for having me.